Hi there and welcome to another Coffee with Colm, and thanks very much for tuning in. The objective behind this series of Coffees with Colm is to explore elements found in my book, Feeding Johnny How to Build a Business Despite the Roadblocks, and take the lessons found within those elements in those little snippets, share them out on the World Wide Web over a cup of coffee for you to consider. And perhaps by you considering them and me sharing my thoughts and my lessons, perhaps you might identify a shortcut where back in the day I had none. If you enjoyed this particular Coffee with Colm, or if you're enjoying the series, feel free to pop a comment in the box below the video in the blog post. If you'd like somebody else to benefit from it, feel free to share it out either privately or publicly. I'd be delighted with that. Let's spread the word. So thanks for tuning in. Hold tight and I'll talk to you about the lesson for this week, which is about being open to new ideas. So the topic for this week's Coffee with Colm is being open to new ideas, and the broad strokes background to this is I fell into the catering industry by mistake back in 1980 when I left school. I wanted to be a school teacher mainly because the hours are short and the holidays are long, and but the man upstairs had a different plan, and I was thrust into the hospitality industry, which is famous for its long hours and short holidays. But I learned a lot, had a very rewarding career over many years in the industry, and I still love it to this day. But in terms of me suggesting we be open to new ideas, my training was in the cafe industry, and when my cafe business failed, the most obvious thing for me to do was to open up another little coffee shop and expand that idea. My dad always used to say that I'd make a fortune in my own little coffee shop. I really was never interested in that idea because the coffee shop on the corner is very much in the self-employed arena. I was never interested in being self-employed, very much interested in being in business, and there's a difference. We'll talk about that some other time. So when I started the little coffee shop idea, it was with a view to expanding it into a chain of little coffee shops, probably around a franchise model. But being open to new ideas, thankfully, I met the man on the train. We've discussed that in another Coffee with Colm earlier, and that led me to the opportunity around school lunches, which is how Carambola was born. And Carambola today is a multi-million euro business, thankfully, that employs a lot of people nationwide, and we have a nationwide business supplying school lunches all over the country. Very rewarding business and very positive and popular and profitable business, happy to say. So I wouldn't have gone there had I not been open to new ideas, and I think it's really important that you and I are open to new ideas, new ways of looking at the world, and that we don't just follow our core training. But there is a challenge to being open to new ideas, and that is for those of us that lack discipline. Let me call a spade a spade. The challenge with being open to new ideas, if we lack discipline, is that new ideas are bright and shiny. It's what I call the magpie effect. And there are people out there, and you probably know one or two of them out there, who are magpies. They've got the best idea since sliced bread today, and they run at it headlong for 6 or 8 weeks, or 6 or 8 months, or indeed 6 or 8 years. And then when it's not working, when they hit a wall, they sort of say, oh, do you know what? Oh, look at this over here. Here's another great idea. And they flip to the next great idea. And they don't bring that to fruition either because it gets tough. And they flip to the next great idea. And they spend their life flitting back and forth from one shiny thing to the next. And that's a challenge with being open to new ideas. So in terms of me saying you need to be open to new ideas, which I absolutely believe, you also need to be disciplined enough to figure out that the new idea that you've latched onto is one that you want the end result. If you extrapolate it out to a point of success, that you're happy with that, and then that you stick at it long enough to give it a very good chance of working, and that you don't simply throw in the towel and flip to the next shiny thing once the going gets tough, because, my friend, the going will get tough no matter what you do. So be open to new ideas, but certainly please do not be a magpie. So I hope you got something from that particular Coffee with Colm around being open to new ideas. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to share it on to some others that you think might benefit. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. If you're not already on our mailing list and you'd like more of this type of stuff, pop over to our homepage, colmobryanmotivation.com. Stick your name and email address into the relevant boxes there, and we'll send you this type of stuff on a regular basis. Bear in mind the lessons in the story as you go into your next week or so, and use my experiences to help you inform your decisions over the next week or so. And then feel free to come back again next week for another Coffee with Colm, and we pick another topic to discuss over coffee. So in the meantime, enjoy the weekend, have a great week. Cheers. Love my coffee. Talk to you soon. Bye.